Your Stormwatch 9 forecast.
If you have traveling to do tonight, do it now, or at least right after weather, and of course the all-important sports update from Ian about the Pats and their playoff-bound chances. Well, we know where they're going. It's a question of how high do they go. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We have to talk about this freezing rain, though, right now, moving in our direction, and the freezing rain is a big concern because you get no traction on the roads when you've got ice rather than some wet snow or even light fluffy snow. At this hour, 28 degrees, but over our heads in the cloud deck, it is 34, indicating that primarily in the cloud deck, it's going to be raining, but freezing on contact for freezing rain. Up until about 9 o'clock, you are fine in the roads. Travel, get that all done. After 9 o'clock in the Monadnock region, 10 or 11 p.m. elsewhere, that's when the conditions do turn quite icy. Some spots, unfortunately, are going to see a half inch of ice or more, especially north and west of the Concord area. Anything over a quarter of an inch, scattered outages. Half inch, those outages become more widespread. So I am concerned for outages in addition to slippery travel as the night wears on. Winter storm warnings in the area that we'll likely see the greatest ice buildup. Concord, and especially the Sunapee area through Plymouth and the rest of the White Mountains. Less of a threat of that far north and also far south. There will be some ice, but eventually it goes over to plain rain. So at this hour, it's all dry. Same story back to about Albany, New York, but after about 9 o'clock in the Monadnock region, 10 or 11 elsewhere, we have to deal with all of this freezing rain. Again, it's rain that falls on a cold surface. We have that near ground level. Look at Mount Washington starting to warm up in the cloud deck. So again, it's not a snow event for us. It is rain that freezes and glazes on any surface. Timeline of all of this to begin, 9 o'clock far southwest, places like Keene or Hinsdale. By about 10 or 11 o'clock, Merrimack Valley. By the midnight hour, farther to the north. And that would be the case through the pre-dawn hours of the morning. After that, however, we begin to warm up. Parts of the Merrimack Valley to the coastline, even parts of the Monadnock region. It's all rain for many, midday or 1 o'clock. It's all done by about 4 p.m. tomorrow, but the damage done by that point. This gives you an idea of where the greatest ice buildup will occur. A quarter of an inch of ice for some, Concord Point south, but not too far to the north and west, up to a half inch, even a bit more. This would lead to some damage down tree limbs and power lines and widespread outages. So that's what we're watching as the night wears on. By Tuesday, in the wake of that system, it is very cold. These are the high temperatures, but take a look at the winds over 30 to 40 miles per hour. The wind chill on Tuesday, a good part of the day, sub-zero. By Wednesday, Christmas Eve, we sailed that ship sailed a long time ago, right? We're in a New Year's Eve with the fireworks, but it's going to be quite cold and then very cold starting on Thursday, New Year's Day.